How's everybody doing? So I thought we'd go live today. I had a full system computer crash. So this is my wife's tablet and just my phone, and we're just going to talk about this stuff because today very unfortunate that we are going to have to talk about again. Again, have to talk about the unfortunate death of a fat acceptance community member. Blah blah blah, all that bullshit. That's I'm so sick of if I'm so sick of having to clarify what this shit is. It's stupid as fuck. I'm going to try to, out of respect for this young lady, I'm going to try my very best to not swear and do anything like that because I'm just really how many times do we need to have this conversation? I'm just gonna get straight to it. Like, how many times do we really need to have this conversation where somebody literally gluttons themselves to death and everybody pretends like we're gonna pretend like this is some like we're so upset by this and everything like that, but yet nobody does anything about it. People are still gluttoning themselves to death. We still have people pretending as if this is not stupid. Like, we are gluttoning ourselves to death. This is an action. Like, things happen. This is not like an accident. People are not getting hit by an obesity bus. It's just not how things work. We should very much look out for ourselves. This young lady, who from all intents and purposes, everything I've seen is just an incredibly nice young woman. She seems like a very nice person. Like, she seems like a tragically ill, completely delusional, and like completely out of touch. But she was. Somebody tell you who she was. I'm going to say hi to everybody. But this young lady was rather well known on. Her name's Brittany. She was rather well known on TikTok and things like that. And she basically ate herself to death. We're going to listen to her in a second, in her own words, because she pretty much came out right before she passed away and stated a few things. We're going to get to that. Let's see. Here, by the way, we have a 3 month coaching deal. We have a 33% off deal for consultations, or you can get the app for a month. But if you are having a hard time in 2023 with getting a hold of your lifestyle habits, that is the best deal on coaching that we can possibly offer. And I just got to be honest, I think that many people should take this seriously. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. People, again, killed this woman. Like, us in society not saying what the fuck is wrong with this and like making it a point to try to get this person or people like her to lose weight is in fact a societal problem. We are nicing people to death. We are looking out for people's feelings so much that we are watching them die. That's where we are at right now. Julian, how you doing? Tajay, how you doing? Tasia, excuse me. Tajay, you know what I'm saying. Squeaky Wombat, how are you? Sigsy, interesting name. Suspicious Birds, wasn't she only 28? She was like 28. She was less than 30. She was under 30 years old. But she was also it wasn't. It's not a surprise. It's so unfortunate. We're gonna watch this woman talk, and then I'm gonna rant for probably 45 minutes to an hour because I'm telling you, this is society is killing these people. The fat acceptance community is in fact a death cult. Like, at no point in time should we view it in any other way. These people are responsible for the deaths of many people simply because they don't want to say no to ho-hos and they don't want to in any way try to make it seem like it's them, you know? Cactus Patch, how are you? Slats Kim, what's going on? Heather McSwade, how are you? Squeaky, what's going on? Lucy, it's never a wake-up call until they have a medical emergency, and then it's still debatable. It's crazy. It's crazy. Started No Morbidity 3 days ago. Happy to report that the volume I'm able to eat at a sitting has gone down. Super happy so far. Jessica, thank you very much. We appreciate it greatly. And for those of you that are in the Ohio area, by the way, in the Cincinnati area, those of you that are going to be around that area on March the 2nd, we are going to be at Tiger Fitness Gym. Crystal and myself and Mark and a bunch of other people. So we will be there. We are going to have a very, very, very good time. Live Q&A, all sorts of fun stuff. Please check that out. Ashley, how are you? Nia, how are you? Hello again, everybody. Just heard about the unfortunate situation. It's tragic. It's tragic. It's tragic. Morning. First time catching a life in time. Hope her family's doing well. I believe so too. I hope so too. I really, it's very tragic, but this is. Let's see. Let's see. I still say this very much feels plans out to weed out the population. We told them this would happen. They didn't want to listen. To a great. I mean, nature plays out when nature plays out. Like people that eat themselves into chronic illness are going to have a hard time with society. It's a reality. It's what it is. You know. Oh, and let's go to her. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. And this is a young woman. This is so sad. I've seen so many people talk about how she leaves so young and leaves a son. I had unaware that she had a child. That's tragic. It's seriously, this is all of it is just horrible. All of it's just absolutely horrible. There's no redeeming qualities about this at all. This is horrible. Like this woman. Hang on a second, because I'm not logged in on this one. This woman, her name is Brittany. She's sick and tired of waiting. Then played the word off weighing and stuff like that. But here we go.
I ruined my life with food, binge eating, and lack of self care. Um,
Um, and this was just so everybody knows. This was from December 27th, I believe, of 2022. So this was just a few weeks ago, like about 6 weeks
and
ago.
I'm hoping that it's not too late for me this time. I ain't been to the store.
And I just wanted to talk about this real quick because the not too late for me this time is a common theme. This woman is huge, like she was huge, huge, huge. Okay, but the it's not. I hope it's not too late for me thing. That theme I see happen play out all the time. That's very dangerous because if you have one, like I'm super happy that I took like my when I started getting sleep apnea and having a hard time, that sort of thing. I'm happy I took it seriously. Don't get me wrong. There's plenty of times in my life where I probably should have been like, "Hey, I'm a little big," but like, if you are like, no, like this woman is so big that I mean, it's not that she's not taking it seriously. She's very clearly in the throes of an eating disorder, and nobody helped her take it seriously. This is the problem. Okay, we don't want to hurt her feelings by calling her fat. She is tragically fucking fat. Like she is tragically enormous, like and has been for years, right? But we coddle her, and medical science makes it so she can be managed. She can be kept alive. They're not trying to cure her. They're not trying to take the weight off of her at this point in time. The only offer that they don't offer any lifestyle mitigation. They don't offer any supplementation. They offer pharmaceutical, and then they offer surgical, right? Which she likely should have been like they should have thrown the kitchen sink at this, right? Because look at this, like she's huge. This is unhealthy. The problem is the fact is that people aren't actually stating this. Like people aren't saying to her, "Hey, you're very unhealthy. So let's like you're a great person. You're super nice, but let's get you healthy." Instead, we have to watch everything we say because people don't want to be confronted with the reality that they're in fact fat as fuck, and that they are in fact fat as fuck from their own hand, from them eating themselves to death. This woman just said she loved food more than she loved her life, basically.
In 2 years, maybe more now, I guess. I went to the post office once and that was hard. I
That's
went
horrible.
to urgent care and I thought my legs were gonna give out from under me. Because I had to
So
stand
no,
there the entire time after walking.
So in the last 2 years, this woman has been to the post office, the grocery store, and the emergency care. Like, how does this happen in society? Like, what? I'm sorry, but the caring thing would have been to save this woman's life. The caring thing would have been like, look, she's eating too much. But we have so many people that won't admit that food, eating, processed carbohydrates, being fat is actually a problem. Like, until this woman died, I'm sure there's probably people like, oh, she's fine. It's not because she's fat. It's because she's fat. Reality exists. Like, when are we going to get past this? Reality full on exists. I don't understand how we can possibly construe that like this woman should like society, all of us, all of society failed this woman. All of society is failing Lizzo. All of society is failing Tess Holiday. Even though I think that both those ladies are kind of horrible people. Society is failing all of them. They are failing all of them. We, as a society, are failing fat people. We are watching them die from avoidable lifestyle driven chronic illnesses at incredibly young ages, orphaning their children. We are watching them get sicker and sicker and sicker as they glutton themselves and shriek out like the addicts that they are that they're just fine. Like that's the thing. Like does not like dealing with the fat acceptance community does not remind any of you like dealing with addicts. I mean, I've dealt with addicts a lot more than I think the average person, I guess, because of what we do, because we have a lot of people that are addicted to food. But it is very much these people are addicted to food and are lashing out. They are addicted to food. A lot of them are addicted to attention, and a lot of them have literally cognitive like issues. Being morbidly obese, this woman's size, this woman ate tons of processed food, tons. Like she's obviously addicted to it. I'm not even going to argue about it. It's ridiculous to even have those type of arguments. But she's been fat the entirety of her life. There's a massive chance that her cognitive abilities were lower than a person of her age and like that. Her life experiences were much, much lower because the fat, in fact, was her prison that kept her in. Like, there's so many factors to the fact that this woman is likely not even, like, she probably had maturity issues. She probably had self-loathing. She probably had depression. There's probably a multitude of things going on. And we're just going to watch them eat themselves to death. I'm sorry, but I don't roll like that. Like, that's not how I'm playing this game anymore. Like, this woman was fat as fuck. Society let her down. Society let her and society down. Because you don't think that this woman disproportionately, compared to somebody else that wouldn't be her size, was harder on the healthcare system, too? Like, let's be real. Like, being fat is a burden upon society. It's a burden upon the person. And by us just looking after their feelings instead of actually trying to help the person, we are hurting them and we are hurting society. To have this fat of society truly hurts it. It's not even a question or a debate. Give me 1 second.
And I kept just looking back at the chair and just praying that I could just make it another second until she was done with me. I couldn't even probably go check the mail right now. Between, the
sad
bills I
empathetic.
have in my
sad
fupa.
empathetic.
So not my apron, but my pelvic region. It's about 30, 40 pounds now. I go in January to see what it is because apparently there has been a big misunderstanding where my doctor thought I was having issues with my apron. But no, it is the growth below that I have to physically move when I walk. Anytime I roll or move.
And I will say this too. Like, we're at the stage now where this woman is out of breath talking. She has a growth in her fupa, not her apron. Like, why are we entertaining this shit? I'm sorry. Like, she's seen again. Like, no, I am not trying to disparage her memory, but this is patheticness. Like, people, like her audience let her die. Everybody should have been directly encouraging, telling, doing whatever we could do to get this woman to lose weight. I understand that people wanted to protect this woman's feelings. She's dead. Her son is an orphan because we did not do what we should do as a society. Like, she's dead. We literally, like, politically corrected this woman to death. We placated this woman to death. Society did. Like, that we as a society let this woman down. We as a society did not hold any standards about health or anything like that. Like, she's dead because society accepted fatness. The fat acceptance, body positivity community, it is a death cult. This woman was killed by it. Because even though she seems that she's like, okay, I'm taking it seriously now, we should not accept people being morbidly obese in society. We shouldn't shun them. We shouldn't be mean to them, but we should consistently and all like consistently and repetitively and without fail encourage people to be healthy. And when somebody is fat, when somebody is morbidly obese, we as a society owe it to society, the planet, and the person to try to save them. Like that's what it is. Like sometimes people that are drowning don't want they're hard to save because they're panicked. These people are panicked. Tess Holiday, Lizzo, you can't tell me they're not panicked. Like Tess Holiday likely wakes up every day, very similar in this woman's size, like, and she realizes there's not forever. Like you've eaten yourself to a state of very serious physical illness, and society has let you. Society has indeed let you eat yourself to a very very sad state. Like it's very bad, very very bad. Let me go down here a little bit. I'm a nurse. I'm a nurse. Tell me the actual anatomy. What the fuck is a fupa? I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it's just all created bullshit. It's all created, manufactured bullshit in order to make people feel better. It is the leftover skin, like it's just, it's the front butt.
Or anything, I have to adjust it. And I can't wear my leggings or shorts anymore. I'm out of breath constantly. And I wish I knew the cost of eating. I wish I knew the cost of the comfort at the time that I was seeking.
That is brilliant, and I'm happy she said this. This woman should be applauded because her legacy will be one where she tried to not only save herself but save other people. Like she really did, I believe, realize that she had done this to herself. And this video, like, I feel horrible that she's gone, but she's such like she actually like left trying to help people as much as humanly possible. That is amazing.
And I just want this to be a warning to other people that just need to hear the hard truth, that if you if you keep it up and you keep, gaining and not taking care of yourself and moving around and doing what you need to do, your health is going to decline. Possibly, this is my experience.
It's not
My
possibly.
health
It's not.
decline.
It's not possibly. If you're 300 pounds, you're unhealthy. Period. I don't care what the fuck body composition you got going on. 250 pound people should be massively anomalous in our society. A 250 pound person should be like a professional athlete, male. That's literally what that size should be reserved to. We realize this. Like 250 pound men, like it should be literally like pro football player type thing. 250 250 pounds like should have like if you have a big gut at 250 pounds, you're sickly. You're in trouble. Yeah, Brian, very good point. 200 pounds is a heavyweight boxer. A heavyweight boxer.
I can I do what I need to do, to take care of my
No, you
husband
don't.
stuff still, and I make things work, and I can
No, you don't. You
do
don't
the
do it.
things
Like
that I need to do
I,
that are
I, I, I,
very.
I hate to say this, but you don't do the things you need to do because you're too big to do them. And I'm not trying to like. I know that she's passed away, but the correction needs to be made. You're not doing what you need to do because you can't do what you need to do to take care of yourself. You need to be healthy to take care of other people. This is part of society. This is why I say that society has also failed this woman while she fails society. She had eaten herself to a state of disproportionate societal burden and ill health for herself, which also adds to the burden of ill health on society. This is reality. This is what we should have been talking about for the last 3 years. This woman's gluttony level killed her and was very seriously, an extra burden upon society disproportionately from if she was going to be healthy at her age, 28 years old, if she was at a healthy weight, right? And it killed her. She's dead because of this. Her gluttony killed her. Society, the fat acceptance community, us in any way. Like when the fat acceptance community started taking on, she was like 18, right? Like this woman was probably fat her entire life, less than 30 years old. Society let this woman down. Society, the fat acceptance community, herself, and body positivity killed this woman. Blood is on their hands, not mine. I've tried to help people, but I'm telling you right now, this woman was killed by her hand, body positivity, and fat acceptance because, in fact, it is a death cult. It is 100% a death cult. And especially, this is only going to happen more and more often because in the last 10 years, the amount of people her size has exponentially grown. We are not just like fat as a country right now. We are morbidly obese as a country. We are fat as fuck as a country. And this woman, I mean, our continent even. You even can look at it from Canada and the United States. We're fat as fuck. I mean, this is tragic. This woman died because people did not pull her to the side and very strongly encourage her. Like, I understand people are like, oh, well, we want to be nice to her. We don't want to hurt her feelings. What? So sparing this woman's feelings, like we can put that on her tombstone. People were nice to her. She still ate herself to death. Because this is what's true. We, as a society, made sure to put on kid gloves and made sure that we were super nice to her and super accommodating for every little thing that any little thing would want from this. Like we absolutely made sure that fat people in no way feel the ramifications for their fucking gluttony until they die, like this woman, unfortunately. I'm cussing, I know. I'm upset by it. I wanted to not, but I'm upset by it.
Very hard. I had to have help trimming my toenails the other day because I felt so out of breath trying to lean over and do my toes. There's just a lot that is taken away from me, and I want you to know.
No. Nothing was taken away from you. You voluntarily gave that shit up. And I'm not trying to be mean to her memory, but people need to stop. Like, if you're a fat person, nothing's been taken away from you. Like, we need to stop accommodating super large sized people, and we need to very much, and I know this sounds horrible, but this is what's going to come from this. We need to stop worrying about making seats bigger. We need to worry about making people smaller. Like, we've got this completely fucking backwards. We need to make people smaller. The problem is not seats aren't big enough on airplanes. And the problem is not that seats aren't big enough for people to fit on buses. The problem is people are too fucking big to fit in the seats. We as people have got to change this. This is just going to happen all the time. Like, I'm just going to be sitting here making videos about people's death all the time because this woman ate herself to death. And society watched it. Not only did society watch it, but in the last few years, society enabled it. Society, by not pointing out, like, hey, you are indeed massively huge and gluttoning yourself to early death and societal burden, we as a society do not want to help you along with this. So we are going to remind you every damn day that you should lose weight and get healthy. We are going to remind you every damn day that we are here to help you. But we're also going to remind you that every damn day we are not going to take your excuses. We are, in fact, going to hold you accountable to not burden society and not kill yourself. If you want to kill yourself, and this is crazy because I actually believe that if somebody is of sound mind and body and they're old, they have a terminal illness or something like that, and they want to end it early, I believe we should be allowed to. I'm a big freedom advocate, right? But the problem is, she burdens the rest of society. I mean, that's just the crazy shit, you know?
Worth it. Food's not worth your life.
It's not.
And I really hope that I can turn it around this time because
if you're like this woman, make this time your time. This time needs to be your time. Because in today's world, it gets like this very quickly. Like, it's easy for people to gain 50, 60 pounds in a year like that. Like, it really is. Like, look at the great fattening of 2020. Everybody stayed in. You don't think that they're going to do this again? This is another reason, like this, people being this size, do none of you realize they could declare a national emergency at any given time about the level of fatness of people? Like they could declare a national health emergency about this and lock everything down. That's actually what would look like that is how, if we're not careful, that's how a social credit system is going to be put in, because anybody, and this is how moronic some of you are. I see a lot of these woke people talking about how they, everything's about climate now, and everything needs to, like, we need to look out for the planet, and eat no meat and gasless cars and everything like that. If we start putting in a social credit system, like a credit, like a carbon credit system, your carbon emissions are going to be based in there too. Your social credit score is going to suck if you're a fat person. You realize that, right? Like you're not going to be allowed to buy shit. They can take control of what you buy. They can take control of what foods you eat. This is dumb. We need, as a people, to stop allowing this. This makes us weak. Having, and this is nothing against her either, again, but having this many fat people in America makes us weak. It makes us vulnerable. It makes us susceptible to being controlled because we look out for the entire population. But we as a population have not encouraged people like her to lose weight. So we have a bunch of sick people that then all of a sudden a new cold rolls around. And since we have so many sick people, they're able to say, hey, this could kill a lot of sick people. And we are so sick as a society that everybody's like, okay, tell me to sit down. And we do. It's patheticness. It is absolute patheticness. I'm going to, and you should go check that woman's content out. I'm going to do some Q&A. I strongly suggest that if you have been worried about, like if you have been going back and forth, now is the time. There's the link to our coaching. You can even join the app, or you can just get a consultation. But today's the day. How many times, like, do something? Like this woman's fans helped kill her. Like anybody in the comments section of anything about hers that wasn't, hey, that's awesome. You seem like a nice person. What can I do to help you lose weight? We need to very much normalize encouraging people to eat whole foods, encouraging people to get exercise, encouraging people to get sunlight, and encouraging people to unfatten themselves. We need to absolutely very much encourage this. The excess death rate right now, and people are like, well, the excess death is because of the therapy, and it's because of this, it's because of the virus. I don't care what, we need to figure out what's happening, but we also need to realize that being fat as fuck, whether it's from the virus, whether it's from the therapy, whether it's from just being fat as fuck is going to keep adding to the death toll, especially as we get fatter and fatter and fatter. You see, the more we have said, like, hey, look at Sam Smith, he's a sex symbol, even though he looks like, Porky Pig, and that's what he looks like to me. And if you don't like me saying that, I honestly don't give a fuck. I think Sam Smith's music is like fucking computer generated shit. I don't even know. He's just a fucking entertainer. Who gives a fuck what he says or if I hurt his feelings? I don't give a fuck. Entertain, bitch. Like, go sing something. I don't care if I hurt your fucking feelings. I don't understand why people do. But we're making it seem like he is actually like, we keep pushing fat people and unhealthy people to be like emulated and praised. There's like, dude should lose some fucking weight. Dude literally has literally just gained 30 pounds or 40 pounds over a global pandemic. Fuck Sam Smith. Fuck him for being a glutton who's gained weight over a global pandemic. I'm sorry, you didn't take it seriously. At no point in time can I possibly think that you took a global pandemic seriously if you've gained 30 or 40 pounds of fucking fat in the last 3 years. Fuck off. All of this shit, like pushing Lizzo. Lizzo is 140 pounds bigger than what she should be. It's patheticness. Oh, she can dance on stage. Oh, good, she can dance on stage. We can watch her dance herself into injury. Just because she can do it, we know that being fat is bad for her. Why is nobody encouraging that fat woman to lose weight? If it's not about her looks, who cares what you look like? Why are we judging artists by their looks? Then get fucking healthy. I will judge people on their health, especially if you have teetotaled your health into fucking bullshit. If you have made it so you are a burden on society, you are morbidly obese, and you're not doing something about it, I am, of course, going to be a pain in your fucking ass because I'm going to tell you all the time that you should fucking do something about it. That you absolutely should, in fact, not burden society, not burden yourself, not burden all of us, not even be worse on the planet. You, if you're a fat person, you are burdening our society and you're burdening our planet. You are consuming more food than you need, which is producing more waste than you should be doing. then you're producing more waste than you need to into the environment. You suck. You absolutely suck. If you're a morbidly obese person and you're trying to say I'm going to eat whatever I want to eat, don't judge me. At the same time, you in any way try to pretend like you worry about the planet, you're a liar. Like you're a liar. Like you can't both say that let me be as fat as I want to be and I care about the planet. You can't say that. You don't give a shit about the planet. Like if you're a morbidly obese person, you are going to put 20 to 30% more carbon into the environment than a lean person, statistically speaking. Period. If you are a fat person, you are hard on the planet. Greta Thunberg is looking chubby as fuck. She should lose some weight before she fucking says another goddamn word before she gets on her other private jet to fly someplace, which isn't bad for the fucking bad for the environment somehow. Her flying everywhere on private jets to talk about the environment, you dumb fucks. Like we're just at a stage now, and I'm just gonna like talk for a second. We're at a stage now in society where we're praising ill health. We are praising people to be sickly, and then we're demonizing people that say it's bullshit. Like, and I don't care if I like. It's not about me being demonized. I'm very used to that. But you look stupid when you say that Lizzo's healthy. You look stupid when you say that Tess Holiday has anorexia. You look stupid when you say that being fat doesn't mean you're unhealthy. You look stupid because gravity and reality exist. We've got to get past that. Like it's just moronic. This woman was 28 years old that we talked about today. She ate herself to death. In 28 years, she ate herself to death. Society should have stepped in. It should be impossible in our society for this to happen. It should be impossible in our society for this shit to happen. Like, we're just going to let people eat themselves to death. Like this. Why are we not recognizing that binge eating is the predominant eating disorder in America? Not like people are so worried about restrictive eating disorders. Like I'm recovering from my restrictive eating disorder. Bitch, you 350 pounds. You're not recovering from shit. Like I mean, you're not recovering from a fuck thing at all. You're recovering from fucking nothing at all. You are in fact gluttoning yourself to death. If you are morbidly obese and you are gaining weight, you are not recovering from shit. It's anybody that told you that is a dumbass moron. If you, in fact, fucking, if you are morbidly obese and are gaining weight, you are not recovering from anything. You are in the throes of your eating disorder, and it is in fact killing you. You are going to die if you keep it up. You will die. And by the way, when you're morbidly obese, it will be a painful ass motherfucking death. And I mean painful as fuck motherfucking death. Straight up. It's going to suck for you. It's in no way going to be glamorous. You are not going to be remembered as like, oh, their life was so amazing and everything like that. No, if you're morbidly obese, you're going to die in pain and young. You're not going to have there's not going to be any. Greta Thunberg is not a reach. That's reaching. She's overweight. It's not reaching. She's easily overweight. Easily. Easily. She should shut her fucking hole until she loses some fucking weight and is not overweight anymore. You can look at her face and tell she's overweight. Alan, have you heard of the Fat Camp? I think Fat Girl Flow puts it on, and I think it's a bunch of activists eating together. I have not. It's stupid. It wouldn't surprise me. She's a moron. Dumb as fuck. Eating herself to death. Like, eating herself to death as if she's special, too. Like, these people are like, watch me eat. I am fat and I love myself. Wait, did Greta get fat? She was pretty fucking round to me. Her face looks pretty fucking plump to me. He didn't say she was obese. He said chubby. Yeah, she's overweight. Like you can tell in her face. The problem is people view like here's reality. Most dudes should weigh like 165 pounds. Somebody Greta's size should likely weigh 110. Like, get there. She's not fat. She's overweight. 100%. She's overweight. Give me a second. In recent pictures of her, she is absolute like the face right here. These are old pictures though. She's like 19 now too. Double chin on this one. Yeah, she's overweight. And even if she's not, how about this? Even if you don't think that, why is she not telling people to lose weight? She's a fucking sellout piece of shit, and she's overweight in my opinion. So she should be telling people to lose weight. Anybody that's actually wants to be serious about climate change should be begging people to lose weight. Because if we have a morbidly obese society on the average, and then 20% to 30% more carbon emissions from each morbidly obese person, if we reduce that down, you're doing your fucking part. I mean, that's like she should shut the fuck up until we start talking about that. Let's see. If you have jowls at the age 20, you're overweight. Exactly. I mean, what the fuck? Like, she's not overweight. You fucking put your feelings away. She's fat. She's overweight to me. Said she died as she had many problems. She had many problems. They were all most of them self-induced. Greta is on the autism spectrum. I wonder if she's being manipulated by somebody. I don't know. Well, likely. I mean, she's just like a inspirational icon. I don't fucking know why people like her. So, Alan's eating disorders trace back to mental issues. We need to offer mental health support too. I agree, but we need to we shouldn't put the physical health of people and the physical health of the country and the safety and security of our country over people's get your shit together, adult a little bit. What the fuck? I agree. There's many mental health problems, but I mean, to a great degree, they should get off fucking social media. They should fucking go walk instead. You know, that's what I think. All right, so I'll answer questions. And by the way, 30-minute consultation, 3 months of coaching at a massively discounted price, or just join the app. Please do get there. And for people wondering about our coaching that are new here, because we got a lot of people on right now, daily communication, weekly video conferences on our app, individualized coaching, individualized workouts, those sorts of things. Please do check that out. Let's see. Leaving this movement was the best thing I could have done in my life. At my heaviest, I was 360 pounds and miserable. Losing 200 pounds and keeping it off saved my life. KT Bear, that is fucking amazing. Great goddamn job. Good for you. Good for you. And Greta isn't chubby. I think she is. The face, yes, I think she is. It's amazing how people get fucking weird about that. I said she's overweight because she's got a chubby face, and people are fucking pissy about it. Whatever, she's fucking fat. I think so. As someone with autism, I wouldn't say autism would not be a major part of Greta being manipulated to do so. What she wanted. I mean, I agree. Sugarcoating is what got us here in the first place. That's the problem. I mean, it really is. Dude, Elon is on the autism spectrum. You are capable of regulating yourself. I agree, 100%. But it doesn't mean that she's not being manipulated because everybody's still different on it. So getting off all socials except YouTube has been wonderful. Good for you. I can't wait. I really can't. It drives me crazy. Tess commented about sending love to Brittany Sauer, but never reached out. Tess watching the train wreck, not realizing she's the caboose. She's the one. I mean, I'm sorry, but fucking. Tess is killing people with this fucking rhetoric. She just is. Yeah, she looks quite chubby. She looks chubby to me. I'm sorry if you don't. I mean, I don't know. It's weird. Me calling Greta Thunberg chubby has gotten people all fucking shitty. She is. Look at her face. I think she looks chubby. I haven't seen her in a fucking bikini. I don't care to. I've made my opinion. Get over it. I had a teen patient the other night with hypertension and type 2. Her BMI was in the 50s. These problems are killing our children. It's disgusting. The fat accept. I mean, I've said it many times. The fat acceptance and body positivity community is in fact a death cult. It is causing people to get fatter and fatter and fatter, throwing their hands up in the air, demonizing any human being that tries to help them, This is a death cult. People are eating themselves to death. We have 25, 26, 27, 28, 30-year-old, 35-year-old, 40, 50-year-old people gluttoning themselves into graves. This is ridiculous. Society is letting fat people down. We would be doing fat people a much larger favor and a much bigger service by encouraging them daily and consistently. Hey, how are you doing on your food today? I know that you may not like to hear this, but I'm rooting for you. How can I help you not glutton yourself today? We need to get there. Time for holding hands is over. All the nice comments and us trying to be super politically correct is what got us here. We are sickly because people are pussies. We are sickly because people do not want to have the courage to tell other people it is time for them to get their shit together because they are hurting themselves, their family, the fucking economy. Our entire healthcare system is massively burdened by morbidly obese people. It is absolutely time for people to take responsibility and for everybody else to help them take responsibility. We, as a society, have a responsibility to each other. Fine. Because in the last 3 years, we apparently had a responsibility so much to each other that we had to trash the entire economy. We had to trash children's futures. We had to trash pretty much all of our rights in order to protect ourselves and the healthcare system from a cold. So it's time, since that was used, our actual health was used as leverage to trash our freedom and trash our economy. We need to make sure that everybody is doing their part to be as healthy as possible. And do not care if it hurts people's feelings, but if you are fat in America, if you are a fat person in America, unfatten yourself. You should consider it your patriotic duty because you, in fact, are burdening our society. You are making us weak. You are making us weak economically. You are making us weak socially because you cannot even be told the reality of your situations, that you have gluttoned yourself to a state of ill health. We can't even say that to people right now. But you are also bad for the planet with the extra waste you produce. You're bad for our actual economy because of how much we have to pander and cater to you. We are eating ourselves to death. We are eating ourselves to death, and we are, in fact, encouraging people to ignore it. It's got to stop right now. God damn. No kidding. What else we got going on here? Is Lydia, the Body Honesty Podcast, coming on today? No, because my computer crashed. I talked to her. We're going to have her on next Friday. So it'll be a week from today. But we are having her on. It should be a fun topic. Fun show. I watched 2 miles yesterday and we'll do 2 today. I've been spending most of my time in bed. Get your activity in. I hope you're doing okay. Down 110 pounds. Bam. That's right. That's how that shit rolls. That is awesome. That's a hero right there. She's 19. She's not a kid. She's fair game. She's fair game. Like, I'm sorry, you're a public figure. You're fair game. Period. In more severe cases, I would agree with you, but Greta seems more capable of making her own decisions. I agree. She's rich and famous. She's rich and famous. This is what got her rich and famous. So this movement got my cousin, who supported it to be my size, to over 200 pounds and 5 foot frame. That's bad. That's bad. I don't know. It's very weird. It's very weird. Opinion on high fiber and close to I don't even high fiber works. The lifestyle that's going to work best for you, Darkness Love 94, is the one that you can repeat. There, that's my thoughts on it. I can't wait to be able to work and get manual labor jobs. Cannot sit still. I hear you. Let's see here. I'm scrolling down. How dare you? She's fat. Get over it. She's fat. Yeah. Not being able to regulate day-to-day things is common with autism. Eating would be a day-to-day thing. I agree. Yeah, when somebody suggested the test eats healthy, she banned the word from her house. That's fucking. I mean, like, Where are we at with this stuff? Like, how are we actually there? Like, this woman full out, like, all, like, in her outside voice and shit, said, like, I don't allow the word healthy in my house. What the fuck? Get off the internet then. Jesus Christ, it's fucking ridiculous. It's so out, just out and out. She doesn't allow the word healthy because she's not. And she's telling people it's perfectly fine not to be. In a society where, I'm sorry, pick one. These are some of the same people that are all crazy about this COVID shit, when in fact, they're a danger because they're fat. If you're fat, you're a danger of COVID because you're fat. You made yourself more danger. That's a you problem. As far as I'm concerned, you fucked yourself. I will help you get healthy, but the rest of society should not have to deal with you being weak because you are a glutton. Straight up. 64-year-old farmer's wife, I'm getting there. Glad I stumbled onto your live for the pep talk I needed. That's awesome, Rita. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing great. Yeah. Greta, not chubby. The second chin says otherwise. I mean, what the fuck? Like, she looks chubby to me. Holy shit. Yeah. People getting mad about Greta being chubby, just think she's normal without realizing that fat is normal now. That's a perfect, perfect, perfect explanation. She's fat. She's overweight. I 100% recommend you're getting coaching or a consultation from Alan and Crystal. They are genuine and truly want to help anybody that can. Michelle, thank you very much. We appreciate it. And for those of you wondering, here is the links to the coaching, the app, 30-minute consultation. You can do this. You can do this. We have to stop pretending that this isn't a problem, right? I understand that for years people just wanted to ignore me as if I just had a problem with fat people, but I was seeing that we were reaching a level of societal illness that was dangerous. We were at a stage 5-10 years ago where we were having trouble with military recruitment because of how fat people were. That is a very bad sign. When you cannot actually protect your country because you are so fat, because the country is so fat, the young people in the country that should be defending the country are so fat, that's a very bad sign. The level of chronic illness and disease, us spending $2.7 trillion a year like 10 years ago to all of a sudden $4 trillion a year as of 2020, before the great fattening of 2020 on healthcare, that's a bad sign. Type 2 diabetes, osteoarthritis, Alzheimer's, cardiovascular disease, cancers, all skyrocketing. How we are eating and how fat we are is in fact killing us as a nation. We are politically correcting ourselves to death. I warned people about this years ago. I was not just like, oh, they're fat, I'll pick on them. I was fat. I'm not trying to pick on nobody. I'm trying to save their motherfucking lives. I'm trying to get them to eat less. I'm creating all sorts of products like no morbidity, non-stimulant, non-thermogenic-based appetite suppressant. Thousands of people are gaining control of their health care, or thousands of people are gaining control of their health and needing less health care because they are in fact getting their lifestyle habits in order in a state of diminished hunger and increased stress relief. I mean, we have the hunger management method right here. You know, this is a book. You can get it in the description box below. Gives you access to our app for a month that helps people. It comes with the entire book on how we coach our clients from morbidly obese weights to healthy states just by adjusting your lifestyle bit by bit by bit. Or you can get our coaching, or you can just get the app. There are so many things. Get a consultation. But I'm done. I understand that people for years want to just be like, oh, he's just some guy that talks about fat people all the time. I have warned all of you about what's happening right now in many different ways. I'm telling you, if we don't get this under control, they are going to use this to enslave us. Imagine all of these fat people. And if you're a fat person, you know, you are one, in pain most of the time. All right. But two, fat people know, like morbidly obese people. If you're a 300-pound person, 250-pound woman, 300-pound man, 250-pound man, most of the time you are on, and you're 30 years old, 35 years old, and you've been fat for a while, you're on medication. Imagine, because you're on daily medication for your blood pressure or for your heart or for your diabetes or for something like that. The second you're on that, and we have a very, and I mean large, huge population, like 45% to 50% of the population is on daily medications right now. If all of a sudden the pharmaceutical industry would just decide to fuck everybody, guess what? All of you are fucked. And we would bend over backwards, literally bend over backwards to make sure that you motherfuckers were okay. We would allow ourselves to be enslaved by the pharmaceutical industry and the fucking rich elite people that own them, because you motherfuckers couldn't change your goddamn lifestyle to get a little healthier, and you need your type 2 diabetes medication, which is 90% avoidable by lifestyle change, or you need your heart disease medication, which is 80% controllable or avoidable by lifestyle change, or you need to get cancer treatments, and cancer is 70% avoidable by lifestyle. Or you need to, you had a stroke, that's 70% avoidable by lifestyle changes. Like, we are literally eating ourselves, weakening our society, and weakening our population to the point where the pharmaceutical industries could threaten to shut your medications off, and 50% of the population would be indeed truly fucked. 50% of the population being on daily medication, daily pharma, does make us their slaves. It makes us weak as fuck. Our only, and I mean our only chance would be to just let it happen. And I mean literally, the only way we're staying free if they decide to shut the pharmaceuticals off you people is if we just watch you die. You understand that, right? Like, it's going to be given a choice where if the pharmaceutical industry or the people that own them would decide to enslave America and they would turn off the pharmaceuticals, or threaten to, if you guys didn't comply, you guys are screwed. You guys are all screwed. All of you. It weakens us. Having this fat of a population, having people just being perfectly okay with being weak and sickly is in fact national security threat. It just is. We should get there faster. People should recognize this. It's easier to control, this is a very good one. It's easier to control a fat and compliant mob than strong and healthy individuals. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. Let's see here. The worst is when they eat themselves into disability and never have to work again, and we pay for them to eat. Yep, happens a lot. A lot. Here's the thing. They all eat them. Like, you're worried about us paying for them to eat. We all pay for their health care. Insurance rates are all shared cost. Like, if somebody's on a medication and the medication costs $1,000 and they pay $100 copay, that $900 still gets billed through insurance. Like, the pharmaceutical industry still gets their money for that. It is just split amongst everybody. Like, the people that don't use their health insurance, like the person that pays $300 a month for their health insurance for their family and none of them access their health insurance, they pay $300 a month because they indeed are in fact helping pay for the person's medication that they are lifestyling themselves into. We should not pay, like, all lifestyle-driven chronic illness medications should be out of pocket. That would cure a lot of this shit. People couldn't afford to be sick. You know? Right now we are enabling people to be as sickly as they want and still take care of them. That's bad. That's very, very, very bad. So guys, I am about to be done. Any last questions? I'm going to roll down to the end here. Hungry fat chick is in the hospital. You might be making another one of these videos very soon. I'm very sorry to hear that, but fucking 600-pound woman gluttoning herself on camera with Nikocado avocado, I have very little sympathy. I really do. I have very little sympathy. I mean, very, very, very little sympathy. I really do. All right, guys. One more time. Boom. What's it saying? Pharma company Eli Lilly is valued at $347 billion just off of a product of producing modern obesity drugs, a gold mine. It's crazy. It's insane. When there's healthy, safe alternatives too. There's healthy, safe, natural alternatives with no side effects and massively, massively much less expensive. It's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. All right, guys. I hope everybody has a great day. I will probably be live tomorrow, and I hope to talk to all you soon. God damn.